MPN's Power Player is sponsored by ZDMS Dealer Management System, the heart of technology in your dealership and the engine that drives productivity and profitability. Schedule a demo today at zdms.com.
Hey guys, it's Greg Jones from Motorcycle and Powersports News, and welcome to another episode of Power Player. Today I'm joined by Marc Wolfram of Big Bike Parts. Marc, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good to see you again, Greg.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, I'm sure some of our audience might remember that this is not your first time doing a Power Player with us. We did one with you a little while ago.
Yeah.
And obviously, you've been in this industry for a long time, doing a number of different things, but you've been at Big Bike Parts now for a few years.
Yep.
And you guys have a unique thing going on where some of the Honda Goldwing stuff is really big, and a lot of the three-wheeler stuff has been really big. So, tell the folks a little bit about what's been new over there at Big Bike Parts.
Sure. Well, the company's always done Goldwing, since really 1983.
Yeah.
And that's been the foundation of the company. And then later towards 2015, 2017, 2019, when the Ryker came out and the Spider came out a little bit earlier than that, started to slowly get into the Can-Am three-wheel market. And so now we're really, that's a big area for us, and a big focus for us. Last year we came out with over 120 new SKUs, parts, and most of that was going to be for the Can-Am Ryker and then the Can-Am Spider. Okay. And also Polaris, they do quite a bit in three-wheelers, which is their Slingshot. And so we've created a lot of parts for the Polaris Slingshot as well. Yeah. And we didn't leave the Goldwing. We didn't forget about the Goldwing, but we have a trunk light and a lower fender light. They call the Marble lights that we came out with that do really well there.
Okay, very good.
Yep.
Now 120 SKUs, that's pretty impressive. What's a typical year for you guys when you're talking about new product?
Great question. We're one family owned the business, and then another family owns the business now. That happened about 2.5, 3 years ago. And so we ramped up our new products. We want to be the most exciting company for new products in the industry, in Powersports, okay? Yeah. And we worked really hard, our team worked really hard at it. And so we went from 12, which was kind of the norm, to over 120 this last year.
Yeah, 10X, that
was the goal.
Definitely impressive.
Yeah.
And what's kind of behind, what's the driving force for wanting to have that much more product out there? Is it just timing being right, or is it just, you guys have a lot of this product innovation that you want to get out there?
Yeah, it's innovation. There wasn't a lot available, for example, for the Ryker, and so we kind of jumped on that. And the Ryker just came out in 2019. Yeah. And last year it was probably one of the top 3 as far as on-road units sold. So that was very popular. There wasn't a lot for the Slingshot, and so we jumped on that. There wasn't a lot for the Spider. We jumped on that. Yeah. So it's just kind of creating a market, if you will. And you really try to stay in tune with the market. We go to rallies, we talk to all the dealers, and we work with a lot of influencers in those markets. Yeah. And we come up with product that hopefully isn't too expensive, right? But it makes people happy when they buy it, and so we try to be the happy people. Yeah. Make more people happy.
Absolutely.
As many of you know, taking physical inventory is something you do once, maybe twice a year, and sometimes you avoid it altogether. With large quantities of parts, accessories, chemicals, tires, and various other merchandise throughout your store, it's not a simple task to complete. There is a better solution. A solution that gives you the ability to cycle inventory counts anytime without disruption to your business. That solution? ZDMS RFID Physical Inventory. With RFID tags placed on inventory, you can cycle counts or conduct physical inventory with the RFID handheld scanner by simply pulling the trigger and walking around your dealership. RFID scanners do not require line of sight, so counters don't need to bend down under partitions, climb shelves, or position items to be visually seen to be counted in most cases. Contact your ZDMS representative to learn more about RFID physical inventory and how ZDMS is the only dealer management system in the powersports industry building the technology your dealership needs.
So, Mark, you mentioned that you guys had some lights out for the Goldwing stuff, and then you mentioned the Riker and some of those products.
Yeah.
What exactly are some of those new products that you guys have for those vehicles?
Well, this was in 2023.
Yeah.
We have a windshield that's doing pretty good, and it's kind of a sport windshield, and it's got kind of a little scoop, so it creates a bigger air pocket.
Yeah.
We have the lighting, and the big thing on all of our lighting now that we're doing is plug and play.
Okay.
Yeah, and it costs a little bit more to do it, but that's what the dealers are asking for. That's what the customers are asking for, and so that's what we're doing. Plug and play. A lot of LED lighting for the Spider, a lot for the Riker, and more coming this year for the Slingshot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got that comfort. We've always done seats. Like, what's kind of cool is a lot of the parts that we make, like the OEM, Can-Am, for example, will make certain parts, but most of our parts are not like theirs. It's just it's all different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the product's been received really well because of that.
Yeah, excellent. Now, for some of the folks out there that might be more used to the two-wheel stuff versus some of the three-wheel stuff, and,
Yeah.
Certainly the Polaris is its own thing.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about that community and how it differs and how it's similar?
That's a really good point, and it's kind of one of the reasons why we have focused on it. It's really similar. It's smaller than Harley, right?
Yeah.
It's getting speed, and really 50% I think of the Riker and Spider new owners have never been at Powersports before, right? That's the data we're getting.
Yeah.
So, but what's really unique about, especially the Riker, is it's rare to see one that's not customized.
Yeah.
And also the Riker, there's groups, there's a lot of Riker groups in the country, okay? Very similar, Harley Hog groups, and they're doing rallies too. Houston WAP is coming about, and that's going to be the largest three-wheel event in the nation in Houston here, end of March, I think, and we're one of the main sponsors. Yeah.
Excellent.
So it's a community that likes customizing, which keeps us busy, I should say.
Yeah. Well, helps command that 120 new SKUs, right?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was 2013, that was last year, 2023, and we're still working on there's more Polaris Slingshot, there's more Riker. We have amazing Riker parts coming out still.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like you said, last year that's when you came out with all these new parts.
Yeah.
So now here we are, beginning of 2024. What's kind of on the horizon?
Yeah.
Do you guys try to repeat something like that, or is it a whole different ball game now?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of keep it going. It took us a little bit to get the supply chain and the designers and all the right people doing the right stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we actually acquired a family business, another one called Bright Lights.
Okay.
And Bright Lights has been around since 1993, owned by Kevin Bloom, great guy, super knowledgeable, massive amount of experience. We're trying to learn from him. He's mainly it's going to be 90% UTV,
Okay.
side by side,
Nice.
snowmobile, some two-wheel, and it's lighting specific
Okay.
for the most part.
Yeah.
Exclusively distributed through Parts Unlimited.
Okay.
Yeah. So we acquired that company in the end of December. Kevin's still working with us, which is really good news, and we're going to put a whole lot of energy towards growing Bright Lights.
Yeah.
And there's going to be new products with Bright Lights.
Excellent.
And then we also, about a year and a half ago, started working on our own, I would say, UTV brand, side-by-side mainly, right? Side-by-side UTV.
Yeah.
And we're going to have 92 SKUs. The focus is going to be comfort, storage, and lighting.
Okay.
And there's going to be products that nobody's done before,
Yeah.
believe it or not.
Awesome.
It's a crowded market in some areas.
Sure.
Okay, but I think we're coming out with some pretty cool stuff. You never know until you throw it out there, but
Yeah.
we've done our diligence, and we've had like 15 focus groups. We've been working with dealers. We've been working with the techs,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to installation
Yeah.
and all that. We're listening. We're trying to be really good listeners.
Yeah.
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 So that's going to launch, and that'll launch also with Parts Unlimited.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, it sounds like between last year and what's ahead of you this year, you guys got a lot going on. So appreciate you stopping by and telling us more about it.
Sure.
And, yeah, Mark, appreciate the time.
It was good to see you.
Yeah, likewise. Guys, appreciate you watching this episode of Power Player. As we said, make sure you're checking out everything that Mark's got going on over there at Big Bike Parts. And as always, make sure you're checking out Motorcycle and Powersports News for more motorcycle and powersports content. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.